Okay, so today we're doing how to sail. So the first thing you gotta do is we're gonna lift the outboard off of the dinghy and put it up here. So we use this pulley system. We attach it to the outboard and then I pull it up here while Austin guides it up. Okay, so now we got our outboard all tied up here. We're gonna put a lock on it so it doesn't fall off or go anywhere. And then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, so the next thing you're going to do on our boat is we can close this back gate here so you have a place to sit while you're driving. And our wheel turns, so you straighten the wheel, unlock it, straighten it. Lenny gets stuck in it. Good night, Lenny. And then you're going to go over here and you're going to start your engine. We already have our engine started, but normally you would go over here, flip your switch on here, you start, push the start button, and then you're good to go. This is just our autopilot. Take the cover off the nav. I'm going to go downstairs and turn on the nav. Okay, so now I'm switching on the nav. There you go. Okay, so the next thing I do is I go along and I put up all of our bumpers. It's gonna be tricky to do with one hand, but anyway.
We always put our bumpers down.
We put our bumpers down when we're anchored, just in case somebody anchors too close, whatever. Never been an issue, but people drag or something. So yeah, I'm gonna go put the bumpers up and stay tuned. Okay, Austin's helping us put up the bumpers, or me. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take off our snubber here that's attached to the chain. So the reason we use a snubber is so that your windlass isn't taking all the pressure when you got high winds or anything like that. It's not pulling on your windlass. We have a nice like stretchy rubber thing on here and it just pulls on the snubber. Okay, so I open the locker. I'm going to bring this up just till we get to the clip here. Okay, so there's our clip. There's our snubber. So I'm gonna grab this clip. I'm gonna undo it. All right. And then, hopefully that's saved in the last video before it died. You're gonna go, you're gonna drop your rope here. Try to grab it on the other side. Bring it all in. Get your snubber off here. Okay. You can click that.
Cover up to both cleats so that the boat stays straight when the wind is pulling you, is hitting you. We found that when you only have it on one cleat, that most people do, the boat tends to go rock side to side a lot more when when you have strong winds. So we put so it like free flows.
Yeah, we kind of just made our own snubber. So this will just pivot in between at the bow of the boat on its own. So when it goes one way, you don't get a jerk. It just kind of slowly moves back and forth. You don't get that jerky feeling when you're in a windstorm. And yeah, we just leave it through both.
And then all the pressure's not on one cleat either. It's spread over two.
All right. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing it up, and I'm going to point for Austin which direction to drive in while I bring it up, so that way it doesn't put too much pressure on the windlass. Alright, so now we got it coming up here. And there you go. We're done. Kind of muddy. I'll clean that off after, but there you go. I'm gonna close the locker, we'll put the snubber away, and we'll shut off our switch here. Alright, so there you go. Done. Anchor's up, and now we can head out. We'll go on to the next couple steps you gotta do. So now Austin's gonna map into our B&G here, our route. Make sure you have your B&G on all the time. Don't sail without it because
Navigation.
yeah, your navigation, sorry. Because you just don't know. You don't know how shallow it is. You don't know. There's rocks. It's just don't leave without it.
We have AIS on ours too, so we can see other boats.
And then we just have our autopilot switched on here. It's on standby, but if you're gonna be going straight for a long time, you can click it onto auto. You got a compass ready, and we have our wind instrument turned on. This way we can tell like precisely where the wind's coming from, and you can set your sails really accurately. So next we're gonna set the sails. Wind instrument is way up there. So before we put up the sails, we usually just motor out of whatever bay, anchorage, docks we're in. A lot easier to maneuver without your sails up. And then once we get out there and we can tell where the wind's actually coming from, when you don't have anything, any land blocking you or anything, we'll put up the sails and set them. Okay, so now that we're on, this is our route. We just made a straight line to the next place, a general route. Now that we're on a straight track, we have set our autopilot over there. And it looks like the wind is coming like directly at us. I don't know if you can see with the way the light's coming in. But anyway, we're not getting much wind. It's coming basically right at us, so we might wait, set the sails in a couple minutes, or not. Alright, so if you're a live-aboard sailor, the next thing, usually, once you're well offshore, you're out sailing, is you gotta go in here and pull the septic. There you go. Close it. There you go. Snug. Okay, so then when you're leaving the dock, we always feed our lines back to the boat, so it makes it really easy. You can just untie your lines at the boat. You don't need anybody on the shore. And then you just pull it through when you're ready to go. Okay, so now you're gonna put up your sails. So you're gonna open up your main halyard so it's loose, and then you're gonna go up to the front and you're gonna grab it and attach it. So now you're gonna attach it to the top of your mainsail. What are you doing now?
Opening the bag.
Snug this up before we start cranking it, so you don't have to crank it forever. It's easier just to pull it tight first. This on the winch here. All right.
My reefing lines, we have two. The option of having a third, but we just set up two. Lines. Remember?
Okay, so now that we got our reefing lines released, we're gonna turn into the wind. So you'll come back, you're gonna look at your wind instrument, or you can just look up at the top of the mast here at your wind indicator if you don't have a wind meter. So we're going into the wind. Now you're gonna bring it up. Then when it gets to Okay, so I have the boat going into the wind right now. We're gonna lift the mainsail. So he just undid the topping lift. So you're gonna unclip your topping lift from your boom here. Bring it back over there so that your sail can fill out properly. Okay, so now we have our mainsail up. I turned off the wind again. We're gonna straighten up and start heading to where we're actually going here. And then we're gonna show you how to put up the foresail. Okay, so now we got our mainsail up and we're going to show you how to put up the foresail. So first you gotta open it up, and then you're going to, actually that side can stay because we're gonna crank it in on that side. So just wrap it once around there so that we can pull it out, and I'm gonna undo this one. So he's got slack. Usually just keep it taut just because it sometimes gets caught on the windlass at the front. And then Austin's gonna start pulling over there.
You're gonna keep your side taut?
Yep. There it goes. We really don't have much wind today, so we're kind of just doing this for show for you guys, but there, you got your foresail out, and the wind has changed direction. We have 1 knot of wind. Anyway. Okay, so now we're sailing. You can tighten up your lines and set your sails.